I'm Conrad Coates, and you're listening to the SyFy Sistas.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the SyFy Sistas podcast, where we give you our point of view. I'm Tamia Harper, and I'm joined today by my sisters, Sabrina Wood,
Whoop, whoop.
Yvette Blackman-Tom,
Hello.
and Fran T.
What's happening?
What's happening, sister girl? What's happening is that we have such a cool guest in here with us tonight. We're so excited to bring him to you. I mean, you've seen this man. Okay, some of us are of a certain age. And so I'm quite familiar with this man's face, his work, and his voice. Because if you've seen anything since 1985, you've probably seen him. Like, for instance, in Degrassi, The Next Generation, or The Dresden Files, which was one of my personal favorites. And I was personally disappointed that it was so few seasons because I love those books so much. Fargo, Fringe, La Femme Nikita, Percy Jackson, The Lightning Thief, Supernatural, X-Men Apocalypse. He's done a lot of games and voiceovers, Earth, The Final Conflict, and Tech Wars, and 12 Monkeys, Dark Matter, Trek Legacy. Can you figure it out yet? Most importantly to Trekkies, though, he was none other than Admiral Terral in Star Trek Discovery. I'm talking about actor, writer, director, teacher, and professor, our man, Conrad Coates. Welcome to the show.
Oh, my sisters. So happy to be here with you all. So happy to be here with you all. Thank you. Thank you for that.
Thank you for coming. We are ecstatic that you are here. And I got to tell you, when I first saw you appear on my screen in Star Trek Discovery, I fainted. I just about died. I was screaming. I was so happy to see you. Sisters, am I right?
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. Yep. I remember.
Can you tell us your Discovery story?
Well, as you know, it being such an iconic show, the process of even getting the job was under such cloak and dagger kind of circumstances. I didn't even know I was auditioning for that show. They had named the show something else and given you lines for something else. I suspect like a piece of English literature, some complex poetry, kind of Milton text. And, I did that, I think, 3 times, 3 separate occasions, but not knowing that this was the show, because, you don't want to give away locations for shooting and things like that. It's like even the settings on my photographs on my phone, that's all turned off, because all of a sudden you start taking a picture at the set and then you go outside and there's 100 people standing at the gate because you got information, right? So technology, not good. But so I didn't know that I was auditioning for it. And then when I did get it, I was, floored. That was, I still, I'm a part of something that is like real world legacy, iconic, and internationally recognized, and just the lexicon of histories and ideas that the show promotes, and people live by, just the kindness within the community of followers and real fans of the show, 50 plus years. I still have to kind of like smile to myself, like I remember, the first day of, I did 4 episodes, so I was there for numerous days, but I remember like sitting in a chair in my dressing room, getting ready to go on. I was all dressed. I had my ears on. I had a suit on. The makeup was on. And, there's mirrors in the room. And I just turned across to the mirror and I was like, you're on Star Trek.
Yeah.
Just like that. Like I just had to like check myself.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's one of the biggest feathers in my cap, ladies. One of the biggest feathers in my cap, for sure. For sure.
Right.
Go ahead, Fran.
Speaking of ears, you you played a Vulcan against type. You know, Vulcans are stoic and repressive and everything. However, your character wasn't like that at all. I mean, you showed emotion. You know, you just about cussed. I
Like,
can't even.
not
Excuse me.
like, what's his name?
Um,
I just saw it.
I know it.
Lorca.
I was
Lorca.
about to say
Lorca,
Lorca.
thank you, Lorca, thank you. You just about cussed him out without using profanity. Did you have any input in that, or is that the way they wanted you to play it, or
Well, you know, you picked up on a very major flaw in my portrayal of a Vulcan. Embarrassed to say, because the note off camera all the time that I was shooting was no emotion, Conrad. No emotion, Conrad. Conrad. No, you can't get upset, Conrad. No, that was. Yeah, so I'm a bad Vulcan.
okay, but
Yeah,
they went with it, right? So
well, I don't know if they could. I don't know if they could get anything more out of me. Is what
Well, Lorca will do that to you, you know.
Yeah, I
That's
mean,
what I'm saying.
Well,
He was pressing
I
buttons.
think that's part of it too, that they
Mhm.
sort of did in the end just sort of accept at where it was, because every time I kind of came in, it was, yeah, like I'm dressing him down,
Yep.
not giving him the truth, or I'm making it more difficult. You know, all the time it was always like a confrontational thing, but yeah, it was still kind of hard to sit on that pot because I am kind of an emotional person, and so it was hard to do that, but I know better now.
I thought it played really well.
I did
I
too.
like
Yeah.
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
you know he got what he deserved, and the character, you know what I'm saying, and I think you did a good job with that, even though they say whatever. But
Yeah,
I
but,
thought it was great.
Is Lorca after all, like you said.
Yeah, you know,
And
and not that Balkans don't have feelings. They just, I mean, emotions. They just repress them well. You was like, wait a minute. Okay.
Do they repress them well?
I was
Well,
gonna
Didn't we
say,
just
that's
didn't we
something-
just do a show?
Sabrina,
Didn't we just
Sabrina,
do
we just do a show? They do not
I was
repress
just gonna
them well.
say you were a refreshing Vulcan as far as I am
Oh,
concerned.
refreshing. That's a good word. Refreshing.
Yes.
okay, yeah.
Yep. We
Yeah.
just
Right.
did a show about Vulcans. And
Oh, is that right?
yes,
you did.
So don't worry, you were not mentioned.
That's okay, great. Thank you.
We stopped.
That's a
we
good
stopped.
thing.
No, we stopped. We just stuck
Oh,
with
that's right. We didn't do.
we
we
didn't do-
we
Discovery.
stuck with Legacy Trek. And this is Sabrina's pet peeve. And Sabrina, what's the tagline?
Vulcans can't trust them, can't kill them.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
Still.
So I trusted you because you were coming. We knew what was going on, you know, with your admiral. I was like, okay, he's just shooting straight from the hip. I like this Vulcan.
It's a little different, for sure. It's a little different.
Well, we loved him.
Yes,
You know,
we did.
and again, just to have, I think for us, like anytime we get a Black actor on the series who has some history, somebody that we've known, we just get ecstatic. I mean, I do, at least. When I saw your face, I was so pleased that you're joining the Star Trek canon. There's some people that you think like you want in your canon, and you're one of them. And I never thought, like, in my wildest dreams, that you would be in our show, and there you were. And so it just made me so happy. I know that's cheesy, but I mean, it's true.
It's just true.
Yeah.
Well, I got to tell you, so I went to, I believe it was in Washington, a Star Trek convention, and a gentleman comes over to me with an oversized poster, and it was a Star Trek poster. from like first or second season or something like that.
Hmm.
And he had every signature of all of the main actors on the show on this poster. And he says, "Would you please sign my poster?" And I was like, my eyes were like big like saucers as I read all the names, all the legends that have been on this series and the movies, film actors as well as the television actors.
Wow.
And I'm not kidding you. Like I was like, okay, I'll just put my name right here. That was like, it really, I understand like how you could be happy for me and proud for me, as Black people. I get it. I really get it. It's much like the woman who played, I don't remember her name, Lieutenant Uhura. I know the character.
Nichelle Nichols.
Nichols.
Yeah. Like I was watching this thing the other day on Afrofuturism, which she is part of, and I think
Yes.
you all know what I'm talking about. And she didn't, she was going to leave the show after the second season, and Martin Luther King said, "No, you are not to leave the show. You are putting a face on something, and you're putting us into a place." And 5 years ago, 10 years ago, if we were having this conversation, I'd feel differently. But now, after 40 plus years in the business and having done what I did, and to be a part of a show like that and other shows, Fargo as well, I consider it to be
Yes.
Yeah.
that blanket, Tron. I can be incredibly, proud about the work I've done there. Like that, all of that makes me go, yeah, something? You're right, ladies. I'm glad to have done it. I'm really glad to have done it. I'm glad that I had the ability to do it, and I'm just really glad that I'm a part of it. This, like, I wouldn't have met you. Like your reaction, it's one of my favorite stories that I tell people. I don't consider myself to be a famous person, but apparently I am. I just don't know it. And I was so blown away by the love that you gave me, and that comes from the shows for no other reason. You know what I mean? For no other reason.
I will not forget that. I will not forget Trek Long Island when we saw you standing there in the coming down the hallway. We all jumped up off our
Oh my
table
goodness.
and ran around.
It was crazy, but it was so like beautiful, like so beautiful. My girlfriend was there too, and she was like, "Oh my God, what's going on?" You've never experienced so much love like that before. So it was such a beautiful thing, I gotta say. But again, it's the community, and that's the part that I've really learned since doing the show and doing these conventions and meeting people and the things that we share. It comes from one place, Gene Roddenberry. And I just really think that, his family is doing the right thing by keeping all of his stories and ideas alive, because it's very it's substantial in our very non-substantial world sometimes. There's a lot of content out there, but there's not a lot of substance.
No.
You got that right.
Right. And so this is a man who has a message that is substantial, and I meet these people all the time, and I'm just like, I used to think you were all crazy.
We are. That is also true.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
It's also true. Yeah, you're right.
It's not, that's so not true. Like I've just like been taken into this world that is like, wow, how about that? That's
You are now of the body.
That's right. It's you are such a talented and Shakespearean actor as well as just an actor. And there's this huge long history of Shakespeare and Star Trek connections, and I hope, if you haven't yet, I hope you get a chance to delve into some of that. There's so many show titles that are, taken from Shakespeare, so much dialogue in our shows that comes directly from so many concepts that, Shakespeare was talking about that we're still looking at today and then being placed in the future. It's really fascinating.
So that's it. That's interesting that you say that because you just have to look to the writers. You know what I mean? Like they're the creators in this sense. I consider what I do, and I'm stealing this from Ronald Brown. It's not a new idea, but I'm in the interpretive arts. I'm interpreting what the writer's saying. So to get a really good writer and for them to like say things, and I always know it's a really good writer because if I can memorize those lines in a minute, that's a really good writer. And if I'm like
Wow.
struggling to try to put this thing in my mouth, and what am I talking about? And what is this word? And where are we now? And it's 4 days later, and I still don't know a paragraph. That's really hard. But like, even on the first episode for this show, I was, well, as we just said, very aware of what it is that I was about to step into and the history of it, and trying to be super prepared. And I was super prepared. I wanted to just come in and throw it down and try to play and, not let the nerves get the best of me. And we start to roll, and the producer, we roll and we take, and he goes, no, dialogue's not right here. It's dialogue's not right here. I'm gonna have to change some of this. I'm just like,
What?
Oh my God.
it's not easy, don't and I'm just like, but I'm not saying anything. I'm trying to be professional. And he comes back and he changed 2 pages
Oh,
Wow.
in the between setups. So we were gonna like set it up and shoot this way. So in between the setups, now we're gonna come back. And I was like, just bite your lip, get into the corner, and learn it.
Mm.
And that's exactly what I did. And to this day, it's one of my favorite stories. Like, because it's like, I can't believe that I did it. And his reaction was, he was so overjoyed, but it made sense. But it's a testament to how he's thinking that you could just, oh, I just need to just think like this, and here we go, and you're there. So you're right. In terms of it like being Shakespeare, it's technical sometimes, the speeches in Star Trek. It might be without emotion, which is not how we think these days. We're very emotional. So, there's a lot of things that could make it be bad. Let's just put it that way. A
Yeah.
lot of things that can make it be bad. So
I'm curious. Guys, I'm just going to keep rattling off questions unless you like have other ones that you want to just jump in, okay? But I'm curious about your relationship with Shakespeare and what draws you to Shakespeare so much.
he's the best. He's the best. He's the best. He's the best. The ideas, now, oddly enough, all of his plays, his sonnets, they're all about one thing: love.
love.
Being in love, out of love, falling in love. Look what happens to you when you fall in love when you don't know the person, right? All that stuff. Love of power. Like it's all about love, and his perspective, and his ability to see into humanity as clearly as he did, with not with no technology. Like, even the paper that he wrote on was, like you'd have to fold it over and then like write some more on that same page, like that limited technology, really. But can you imagine if that guy was alive today with what we know? Because he was taking ideas from all over the world in many different languages and distilling them and putting them into the English language. And that just, when I think about how he could do things like that, or write about being old, or write about being young, or write about being a woman, or write about being in love or not in love and hate, like he can get to it in a way that there's no writer that's ever touched me like that. That I have to speak. Okay, there's filmmakers, there's novelists, reading Octavia Butler right now, like that stuff's amazing.
Yeah, which one are you reading?
Kindred, just
I
started it.
Yeah, I love Kindred.
Just started it. But he's the best. Yeah, he's the best. And You know, I ask my friends this because I know I'm not going to retire. I don't even know what that means, really. I just really hope that they go, oh, there's a picture wrap for Conrad Coates, and then they find me dead in my trailer because that's the way I want to go.
Gracious.
But it's a kind of a work that you can do at any stage in your career as an actor. You right from the lovers or the buffoon players and the players in the play, right up, of course, to Lear and the Kings, at the other end of the spectrum, Macbeth at that, So I got something to look forward to as I get older.
Get older.
Yeah, got some stuff that I want to do in that regard. Again, yeah.
Do you have any plans to go see Denzel in he's playing your part?
Funny enough, that would be an interesting duo to watch. I do like both. Actually, I love Denzel. What am I saying? I love Denzel.
Same.
And Gyllenhaal has become a much more solid actor, like in the last few years. I got my favorites, but Denzel's in my top 10 for sure.
Yeah.
Jake's not yet, but
Yeah.
He's got a lot of competition in front of him.
Yeah, he's young. He maybe later.
Maybe later.
Denzel did Much Ado About Nothing. He was really good in that too.
Oh,
yes, he was. Movie. Yes, that was a young Denzel.
Yeah.
And I did see Macbeth recently that he did. So, but so many Star Trek actors. I know Star Trek. I think has made me go back and look up quotes from the Bard more than I think my English teacher, Mrs. Glenn, did. When we had to read these things, because there's always some, Spock is quoting or whatever's quoting, and so many of you Star Trek actors have this Shakespearean background that it always amazes me. Because we talked to David Ajala, and he was, he's Shakespearean actor trained, and I don't think he's ever done Stratford, which I've tried to get to so many times, and somehow that trip never comes off. So one day I will finally make it to that festival.
I hope you do.
Oh, that's a bucket list thing.
Yeah.
Oh God. So it's like, what is it? 2 weeks? Is it 2 weeks long or a month?
What is the festival?
Uh-huh.
No, it runs like almost 8 months.
8 months?
Yeah, we open some shows in April, May. It's primarily students, like the school bus tours come in at that time. And we go right up until November.
Oh my goodness! I don't know why I've been married to.
The runs for shows they're in rep with other shows, so those shows go on for 5. There's 5 months, 6 month, 8 month runs. Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, I think it's like the biggest. Isn't it like the biggest outside of London of Shakespeare festival?
Yeah,
that's the place to go.
That could be. Yeah, could be.
Yeah. So here's my question. We have so many Shakespearean actors coming out of Star Trek. And I want to tell you this. I went to ChatGPT before we were doing this, and I just said, give me a list of actors in Star Trek who have done Shakespeare. And it gave me the list. And then I said, well, why don't you have David? I'm talking to ChatGPT. I said, well, why isn't David Ajala and Conrad Coates on this list? They said, thank you for pointing this out. I was like, ChatGPT. Then I said, ChatGPT, don't be leaving the Black people off the list. They were like, you are quite right. I was like,
okay.
Way to educate ChatGPT.
Let me train the AI, because I was
train that AI right.
Wait, what is going on? Well, Avery was there, and but I think they might have stopped at Legacy Trek.
Yeah, usually do.
Try to say, because Jason wasn't on there. Jason Isaacs wasn't on. Ethan Peck has done Shakespeare. There's so many of you. I think you could mount a play right now using only Star Trek actors. And if you could do that, Mr. Coates, which play would you mount of Shakespeare using just, Frakes, Ethan, Anson, who else?
Armin.
All of them. Yes. He wasn't on that list. I am suspect with this ChatGPT. I did not say that, but
okay. So the answer. Let the man answer
to the
please.
question. What
is
play?
Titus Andronicus?
Oh.
Yeah, because so I'm a bit of a populist, and that's like. You're all familiar with Rambo.
Mm-hmm.
Did you enjoy it?
Yeah.
Because that's the direction
At the time, yeah.
at the time.
Yeah.
So Titus Andronicus is the Rambo of the time.
Okay.
And the most villainous character is the black character, Titus.
Yeah.
And so, and to me, he's the most fun. He's the most fun. And it's like a cartoon bloodbath. And when there's been productions of it, the director who directed Lion King, I'm terrible with names, but I've seen images of the play, and so there's an image in the play where the queen's hands, or the daughter of the queen, she gets her hands cut off, and for this portrayal, they just drop their hands, and these two spools, like toilet roll spools of red, went across a 60-foot stage.
Wow.
Down the front of the stage. So you can see the imagery.
Wow.
And the language is, by the time you get to Tempest, which is his toughest and most, it's his last play, the language is of a certain way. It's accessible. You can follow it. But Titus is almost like a comic book.
Okay.
In that respect. And it's super easy to follow. And I've always imagined, yes, I'm going to play Titus. Yeah, I'd like to direct it. And I would make it like a cartoon, because the ideas in it too are also like, it's brilliant. It's really super entertaining. It's super entertaining. That's the thing about it. It's not.
I'd go see it.
About Denzel's play is like, I saw a clip and it was all kind of like bombastic. And I've learned that it can be done without being bombastic. So I'd have a lot of fun with it.
I would have a lot of fun watching that for sure.
Yeah. I want to make stuff more accessible. And, for years we're told we're not supposed to, that's not yours. Well, this work is for everybody.
Exactly.
At this point, 500 plus years it's been around. I think it's ours. It's everybody.
Everybody, yeah.
So I'd like to find a way to make it so accessible. I'd like to make it like Target.
Right.
There's one in your neighborhood, like, come on down. We got one here.
I love that though, because Shakespeare, like, I love when the times that I've been able to study any Shakespeare and I have like a study buddy, I like the way that I can understand Shakespeare is to like read it with somebody else. Right. Like literally like sitting across from each other out loud. Yes. And reading it. And that's how I understand, because reading, just silently trying to read
doesn't work.
No, because it's a different, it's pretty much a different language, right? It's if I read it out loud, then I know the rhythms, and then the words, the meanings, the intent of the words start to make sense.
Yes.
And I also need like a dictionary that has old usage, definitions, like not a modern day dictionary.
Yeah, I have a couple of lexicons that I use, the Oxford Shakespearean lexicons, which is all of his words and all of his plays. They're in these lexicons. I remember the first time I did Romeo and Juliet at a regional theater here in Canada. And I'd studied it, but it was my first production, and in preparing, it took me 3 weeks to get through the play the first time.
Wow.
And even I was like, oh my God, I'm going to die if I got to, like, it's going to take me so long. But I was months out, I knew. So I kept preparing. And then, the next time I read it, it took me like 2 weeks. And then by the time I finally started rehearsal, I could sit down and get through it like in a day. And I remember another young actor sitting down beside me, and he goes, "Did you read it?"
Yeah.
Whoops.
Right.
Wow.
But I want to make it that accessible. I think that
I love that. I love that. I mean, why do you think Black people should care about Shakespeare?
Oh, he's talking about life. You know what I mean? He's not talking about politics. He's talking about just how we are in the world and how we behave as humans. We're all human. That's like the number one common denominator,
Mm-hmm.
besides all having two eyes, hopefully, and ears and mouth, and you know what I mean? But
Mhm.
he's talking about like the first description we have of arthritis in literature
Is Bard.
is Shakespeare
Mm.
with the nurse character in
Yeah.
Romeo and Juliet. And she comes out, and you hear her coming on stage going, "Oh, my aching poultice bones running up and down running up and down looking for this girl." And they've since discovered that poultice is the arthritic pain
Mm.
you
Mm.
have. And so she's describing arthritis back in 1500,
I love it.
right? So like he has this, it's like Leonardo da Vinci. Like the man knew everything,
Everything.
Mhm.
everything. I don't know if you saw Ken Burns' latest documentary, but I've been watching that almost like on repeat because I'm just so blown away by what Leonardo could do.
Oh, I
He's my
haven't seen
favorite.
that one yet. He's
Oh
your
my
favorite,
goodness.
Yvette?
He's been my favorite since I was a kid.
Oh.
He just,
Leonardo or Ken?
yeah, no,
Leonardo.
Leonardo.
Oh,
I'm pretty old.
oh, okay.
Leonardo, Leonardo da Vinci. When I
Yeah.
found out he was like a scientist, and then I thought he was just an artist, and then I knew he was a scientist. Um, I just love everything about him. Just
Yeah.
every time I find out something new, I'm just blown away. And there's so much. He's
So much.
so
And that's
much.
one man. And that's
That's
one
one.
man,
Mhm.
right? And so, I mean, there is no way that a human being today could possess the knowledge that these two men that we're talking about
I
possessed
agree.
in their day. There's
Mhm.
no way.
Mhm.
But if you can access information and know how to use it, that would be a different story. And there's some smart guys running around right now who do have that kind of capacity. But back in their day, wow, yeah, I think that Black people have a thing to learn. And that's why I say, I would love to present any one of his plays, really, to an all Black audience. I'm down.
Oh my God, yes.
Mhm.
Well,
Oh,
they're also just really good stories. I
Yes.
yes,
mean,
exactly.
that is
Yeah.
the basis of, Shakespeare. I mean, I think, like you said, everybody should have it. Little kids, you can. When my kids were small, they went to a Montessori school, and they did Shakespeare. I mean, we I wouldn't say we dumbed it down, but we brought it down so they could read it and understand it. We explained what they were talking about. Like you said, it's all about love. So that's what you put to them, and they did great. They did great with the language. It was like you said, it's a different language, so it was like teaching them a foreign language.
Mhm.
And they're young, so they're like sponges. So they just were like, "Oh, this is cool," and they can fight with swords and yell at people. You just take that, and I mean, my kids still to this day know Shakespeare. When probably their peers don't. So
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think I think everybody should know about the Bard.
Everybody,
Mhm.
everybody. Yeah,
Yes.
for sure, for sure.
I
Yeah.
am interested in all this education bent that you have. Like you love to teach, it seems like. Or am I wrong? It looks like, and it's
No,
written.
I do. I teach a lot. I do. I have my own studio. I teach at a college. I used to teach at two colleges. I coach. I prepare young people. I do all of that. Excuse me for 1 second.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. I do all of that because selfishly it keeps me young.
Mm.
Um,
Get
and
it.
uh, as my partner likes to say, like you almost like chew it, you chew the knowledge and you just like put it in their mouths. So finally, to have that kind of power and not share it with, somebody who's curious to know something, that would be wrong of me not to share. right? That would be wrong. So I now have I mean, I've been teaching for over 25 years, but I'm finding a way like to maybe move it online or do math classes or something like that, or, sponsor me and let me come to your town and we'll do something. Like I'm really interested in doing something like that now. But what I like to say is that, first of all, anybody can act. I believe that. And it's not because I'm like the greatest teacher. That's not it. In fact, I encourage everybody, like once you study with me, or go study with 10 people and then come with me and then go study with 10 more people. Like not the mountaintop, But anybody can act. And what I like to do is what I like to think and say really is, I'm the only acting teacher you're going to have that's going to teach you how not to act. And I also, I didn't graduate because I wasn't interested in it, but I studied psychotherapy for 3 years. Like I have all the training in psychotherapy. And to me, the two things are very similar. Acting and the processes of helping somebody through psychotherapy analysis, not only, but just the relationship that you're in with somebody when you're in psychotherapy is incredibly important. And I think a teacher and a student relationship is like sacred in that respect. But I'm trying to just get you to be yourself. Just, drop all your tensions, drop all your walls, drop all your defenses, and just open yourself up to this experience in this moment at this time in this place with me, this person, and go. Now we go. And that's not acting to me. That's just being present. So I find that I'm not just like teaching you how to do something, act, yeah, okay. But I'm also trying to encourage you to be yourself. And that's a little harder.
You're so right about that. I love that approach. That's beautiful. Because I feel like that's like, it's trying to, I feel like and you guys, I don't know if you feel the same way, but I feel like the older I get, it's a quest for more freedom. Like how free, like I'm in recovery, right? And when one of my sponsors used to say to me all the time, she said, well, how free do you want to be? Because I'd be like, oh, I don't know. She's like, well, how free do you want to be?
I want to be so free. I don't even know. I don't even want to have to say that word anymore.
Right? Like how free do you want to be? So I think about that all the time, like with my choices and in my life and each day, like how true to myself am I being today at this moment, right now? And then when you start asking yourself that question, you find out that there's a lot of the time when we're not being as true to ourselves as we think we are, so.
And I think a lot of that has to just do with, awareness of self. Like we're so busy doing that we're not even aware of being, just present, being a human being, being kind to ourselves, being kind to others. We're not even aware because we're just grinding it day to day in this world. And like lately, what was the word that came up during the pandemic? Pivot. Like we're pivoting, like spinning tops right now. Like it's just like pivot, and we're just pivoting and pivoting, and pivoting. Like right. So we're not
like,
really
now we're like whirling dervishes.
Yeah, 100%.
The circle pivoting.
100%. That's where we're at. So when somebody comes in and they're trying to like, just be themselves. I want to be an actor, and it's like, okay, let's just work on you just being you first. Let's just figure out how that feels. And it's very interesting working with young people because they have a perception of what they think acting is. And, my first, I do a 12-week on-camera course at one of the colleges. And my first question is, what's the job of an actor? What do you think the job of an actor is? And then, why do you want to become an actor? And it always is something separate from self. Every time. I want to escape. I want to be in another world. I want to be somebody else. I want to know what it feels like to be, a rich guy and and I'm just like, but you're so far from the truth now. You're so far from the truth because the person who's actually playing the character is you.
Right.
Airplane. I'm just going to put this hat on you and put this jacket on you and call you a policeman, and there you go. And it's still you, and they're confused by that concept halfway through the course. They're still not getting it until one day something clicks inside of them to just be yourself. Just be yourself. Try that. Just to baptize them into that idea alone is for me, that's like a aha moment. Just witness somebody doing that. I use the word baptize. Yeah, now I know why John the Baptist did what he did. Here's eternity. Here you go. Run off and go find it. Right? So like there's a little bit of that going on. It's very rewarding. It's just, man, when I see somebody get something, it's so rewarding. Can't tell you the feeling. Unless you got 100 kids or something like that. Then you don't.
100. Wow.
So that's through Conrad Coates and Company.
Yep.
And as well as, are you still, like, when I was reading a couple of things that were mentioned, and I couldn't get a sense of chronology and if they were still ongoing or if these were things that you worked in the past.
Everything is ongoing all the time, on the wheel, going. Yes. Like.
Okay. So.
And you're busy acting.
I do.
Also.
Okay. I don't know what my problem is, but I just enjoy what I do. Like, I really love what I do. And the business is one that I don't even know what I'm doing next week. I don't know. Like, I mean, I've got my own personal projects, but if somebody's not giving me a paycheck, I don't know what I'm doing next week. Something will manifest at some point in the next, 72 hours. I don't know.
Wow.
But I have my own projects that I'm working on and developing and learning about and studying, that I'm doing. I got children to raise and love. I got my partner, my gal that I love so much that I got to, be there for, and my friends. And so I just try to just keep it all going, stay amused, don't get upset, have a good time. Anybody that gets in my way, I let them know that you're not making me happy and please get out of my way.
There you go.
I got to be having a good time all the time. If I'm not having a good time, trust me, you're not gonna like me. So I try to have a good time all the time.
I love that.
Me too. Words to live by.
Amen.
Can you talk to us about the Black Voices workshop series?
You have to fill me in on that. Just
okay. I don't know. It was somewhere in
some
research that I
did.
On
your website.
Yeah, it's on your website. I don't know if it's under
okay. Yes. All right. Like I say, a lot of.
You got a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah. So that's one of my teaching partners, Peter Bailey.
Okay.
He's a voice instructor coach. He's also an actor. But that was his program.
Okay.
Okay.
Peter's voice program. And because these days I'm much more Afrocentric in my thinking. And the community that I want to be involved with primarily, not trying to turn anybody away.
Sure.
Don't come talk to me. I'm not saying that at all. But just in terms of like access for people in our community, I find that it's really limited in a lot of aspects in our community. And so I'm really kind of tried to be somebody who's cultivating a larger network, like with the skills that I have, you know what I mean? I can't be building houses. I don't know anything about that. But trying to help people and to communicate and be in touch with themselves and you know what I mean, be whole. I'm trying to cultivate that kind of a world.
Works.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you guys are so quiet today.
The man has me thinking. I'm just like, this is like deep.
This is
okay. I have a favorite stupid question.
Yes.
You live in Toronto now? Is that correct?
I do. Yes.
Yes. Is a rite of passage in Toronto doing a Hallmark movie? Because I have also seen your Hallmark movies.
Of course you did.
Yes.
Of course we
Yes,
have.
I have.
Well,
Of course
yes.
I
It's funny because, I mean, like we used to do a lot of movie of the weeks up here, like those kind of productions,
Sure.
and they dried up. But Hallmark now has a network. Their viewership is very strong and very faithful.
Yes,
Um,
they are.
I have a producer friend who,
You're looking at one of them right there.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, not so much now, but yeah, I
Oh,
watch a lot.
okay. So like it's like they're very popular. Um, and come on, man, like a good wholesome story, why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I,
Like,
I saw
Nothing
you
wrong
as
with
the
it.
doctor in one of them. You were a doctor, and there's been a few things. Mistletoe Mysteries. I've seen them all.
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah, yeah. No, it's like it's good. Like, I gotta say, it's such a varied uh path that I can walk on and off and back on, and I just really I feel like I'm very fortunate to be able to travel these into these different
yeah.
different networks and Disney and sci-fi and feature film and then do play and then do a radio thing and then do like I'm extremely lucky like that I know that.
Yeah, because you've got a few. I mean, it's just got, like you said, it's got its own little studio system, and it has its own family of actors that they use over and over and over again. So to see you in five, six, seven of them, I'm like, yeah, it's Conrad again.
Yeah, right on. See, I'm just gonna say this now, but I am going for world domination.
There you go.
All right. There you go. Thank
You know
you.
what I mean? If those guys can do it, I can do it too. So
That's right. That's
world
right.
domination.
There's
Pinky in
no
the
need to
brain.
be shy about it.
Pinky in the
Yeah.
Brain.
Yeah,
Pinky in the
you
brain.
did say that. I heard her.
One of my favorite cartoons. I love
Oh
Pinky.
my God, love them.
Oh, Pinky in the Brain, that's my
Oh, it's
jam.
the best.
That's
Yeah.
You mentioned that you have some projects. Do you have anything you want to talk about? Some new projects coming up?
my projects. I'll talk about my projects.
Perfect.
Because I don't want to jinx anything else that's coming down the line, and all of a sudden I broke an NDA and I didn't even know.
Don't do that here.
True.
Yeah, no, but I even thought about this earlier on. So I'm during the SAG strike. I mean, I knew the strike was going to go on for a while, and I've always been interested in documentary filmmaking. So I took a course for a summer. I have a feature-length idea that I've been sort of workshopping and off and on writing when I'm not busy. And so I went to this college and I said, "Oh, I want to work on this idea." And they're going, "Okay, well, this is a small course, and that's a feature film, so we're not going to do that. But is there anything else that you want to do?" And so I made a small film. It's a my point of view, what we call personal point of view film, about my family, my mother, my father in particular. And so I wanted to send you a link, all of you, a link on that. And if there's screen,
Ooh.
want to share that within the community wherever you are.
Definitely.
You have my blessings. Just let me know what it is,
Okay.
where it's going.
Absolutely.
But anyways, I'll send you the link. The name of the film is I and I,
Okay.
as a Jamaican expression.
I was about to say, yay.
My family. And since that film, so just to kind of give you a little thumbnail, like my father had 7 kids, and I grew up until I was in my mid-20s thinking that I was the only kid that he had.
Okay, wow.
And when I was in my
Yes.
mid-20s, I discovered that I had a brother. I was very confused. And then when I met the brother, like 10 years later, then I discovered that I had 6 other siblings, but none of us are connected.
Mhm.
Wow.
And so, like, since working on my documentary, which is now, it's been over a year, and I did a ancestry DNA test, and so there was 7. Well, I'm now up to 9.
Oh God.
Wow.
So my feature length idea has now changed into the other story, and now I'm in relationship with all these nieces and nephews
Wow.
Oh,
that I didn't even know existed.
Yeah.
And so I'm daily having my mind blown and requests and can you talk to us and you're going to come and visit us and I mean I don't like eventually they do know that I'm an actor and that's not how I advertise myself, you know.
Sure.
Mhm.
mhm.
That's really tiring for me. I hate it when my friends go, "Oh, this is Conrad, he's an actor." I'm just like, that's not what I'm about. So to have this extended family, I'm a little cautious. I'm a little afraid. You know, I don't want to like freak out my children and their existence.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It's something that is an ongoing development, but I do want to talk about that.
Yeah.
Interested?
I'll put the link in the show notes for this show.
All right.
If you're okay with that. Yeah.
Actually,
No.
let me think about that.
Sure.
Let me think about only because I'm eventually trying to get a streaming deal.
Oh, then no,
then
we won't put
do
that. We won't do that then.
Yeah, exactly.
No, we will not do that.
But for you privately,
Yeah, we would love to watch it. Sure.
I just want to share my work in that respect, and so I'm now a documentary filmmaker. That's
I love that.
my new moniker. I mean, I'm producing smaller films with younger writers. You know, that's my deal with them. Okay, you want me to be in your project? Then I got to be a producer. And they go, okay. Build
In a
this
minute.
other resume up because I do want to make a feature film based loosely on my mother and my aunts as a character, speaking about the Windrush movement from the Caribbean to England, and then eventually over to Canada, coming from Africa. There's a whole thing that I'm trying to put together in there, which is why I'm now reading a lot of Octavia Butler, because I'm looking for some inspiration and ripping off ideas and expanding other ideas. So, yeah.
Wow.
I mean, you just said all these words that I absolutely love, and then you said them all and all together in similar thoughts. Like, did you have you seen the show on BritBox called Three Little Birds?
Nope, but it sounds like I should.
Yeah, I think you should.
If you could have seen his face, he was like, wait.
Yeah, no, I had to like go through because I'm watching a lot of British shows right now.
It's a beautiful show.
Have you guys seen Black Cake? Have you seen Black Cake?
I haven't seen Black Cake yet.
Okay, write that down. Black Cake.
Got it.
I'm writing it down right now.
We're sitting here like
Queenie. You want to see Queenie?
What?
Queenie.
Where are all these shows coming from that I don't know about?
I know you're Miss Brit there.
I know. I'm Miss BritBox and Acorn.
I think Queenie might be on Netflix as well.
Yeah, that's on Netflix.
Netflix.
It's the same one I'm thinking.
Yeah, Queenie. Okay. 1,000 Blows. 1,000 Blows about these two Jamaican boxers that come up to England in like the early 1900s.
Oh, wow.
And,
I love boxing movies.
Oh, well, yeah, this is, and I don't watch television series, but this was like, it's 6 episodes, I think it is. And it's really so well done. I'm like shocked. And it's really good.
So,
something black. Get Millie Black.
Oh, Get Millie Black. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes. Too, a little bit of Jamaican something. But yeah, just a little bit of what the diaspora is doing.
You guys, you should see us all. Like
everybody's
sister here is like looking down, right?
These are really good shows, and that's sort of my diet at the moment.
So Three Little Birds, you might like though.
Yeah, so that sounds like I should be watching that.
Yeah, it's a story of these 3 women from Jamaica who moved to Britain. Like in the 50s, I think. Moved to England in the 50s, and they're very different women. It shows a very different. For me, as an American watching it, I just soaked it all in because It starts off in Jamaica, then you see them on the boat, and you see them coming to Britain. They have they have vastly different experiences once they get in London. And I just thought the show was fascinating, and it was teaching me a lot because I don't know a lot about Caribbean history. I don't know from different countries and people what you guys were going through, what your families were going through in your flight. I know what was happening here in the States, with us Black folks. So to me, I think it's really fascinating. It's a beautiful
Well,
piece.
let me just put this in a little perspective. We just got off the boat first.
Yeah.
We got off the boat
Yeah.
first. It wasn't really that much different down there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? All the cruelty, all the foolishness,
Right.
we just got off the boat first. And I read a book this year. Oh my God. The Coming. If you've heard this book, tiny little book. And it's written from the perspective of the slave. And they're all like thrown together in this dark place in this boat and then like shipped over there. They can't communicate amongst themselves, but the story is really coming from them and what their roles and jobs were and families were back home. You know what
I think I did read this.
Nigeria, Ghana, but I can't remember the author's name all of a sudden. The Coming, it's a beautiful book. Beautiful.
The sisters take to Google.
But it's like what I'm starting to discover is that I have a British passport. I'm not gonna say that I'm a British citizen or anything like that. I haven't practiced anything about that in a while. Like, I'm very North American, and I see the similarities of what happened between England, the States, and in the Caribbean, and of course anywhere where we have slavery, and just the struggle is the same. It's been the same, and we've been taught to kind of like separate it. You're not like them. Yeah, I'm not like them, but you're treating me like them.
Right.
It's the same, but they're trying to like, in Canada, it's like, you guys got it good up here. It's like, where I'm sitting.
Right.
It's the same. It's the same, and that's why the stories that I want to tell.
They don't want us to. They don't want us to be together. Once you get us together, that's scary. That scares the hell out of them.
Right.
Exactly.
We got to fight against that.
And that's why I love this whole idea. This whole idea of Afrofuturism is trying to make a new idea that is one that can be Black universal, as opposed to you're from Africa and you're from Jamaica and you're not. You're all different. And it's like, hell no, we are.
Like, no, we're not.
All treated the same.
Yes, exactly.
Wherever the boat. I had a young man tell me, and I think I've said this before. I work with a young man, and he had Africa written all over him. And he told me his people weren't African. They came from the Caribbean. So I said to him, did you really listen? Do you know that, we all come from, no, my people, no, we have nothing to do with it. I say, okay, young man, it's a boat drop. A boat drop where we were, dropped off at different boats. I say, go back and research. I say, and then come back and tell me that I'm wrong. That wasn't a boat drop. He never came back to me. He never came back because and I don't know I don't know if his family was telling him that, to be different in there. I don't know. Or he didn't really listen to, how we were dropped off, the whole thing.
But the history, like, it's like, who's telling the history?
Exactly.
Right? Like, who to the victor goes the spoils. And that's one of the things. You're really not going to know the truth, because that's our job. Look what's happening in your government right now. Like, I can't believe they just got rid of Jackie Robinson's military records like he didn't exist. Like, you just like took up Black Lives Matter Boulevard, like, so what?
Yep.
Overnight, like, and they're the victors. So
history is written
that narrative. So that's why I think now I see, oh, wow, yeah, I thought we were all in our own corner. We cannot be in our own corner.
Better not be.
Cannot be in our own corners anymore. So
I like
So
that. Black universal. I love that term.
yeah,
Yep.
100%.
Mm-hmm.
100%.
That's why I feel like what we do on this show now is just it's taken on new significance and new meaning. We started off as Black fans of science fiction and fantasy, right? Who just want to talk about these from our perspective. And, just by nature of us being who we are, the show is political and is making social justice comments all the time. And, because of who we are, right? Like just by nature of being Black women, our take on these works, it has this written into the DNA. But more importantly, I think now is the fact that we have an opportunity to talk to storytellers and creators and people and make sure that our stories are being our history, our knowledge is out there. It's being saved, because we have to keep our own traditions. Again, we have to speak our own history. It's incumbent upon us to pay our homage to the people who mean something to us, who are bringing works to life that mean something to us. And it's incumbent upon us to keep it alive. And like, I couldn't rely on these people when I was coming up to tell me the truth in the history books anyway. I got really comfortable after I got like in college and stuff. And it was like, oh yeah, now we're starting to see, like, as we are seeing right now, that this is very easily taken away if we let it be. Right? Like, so you might not have it in your history books, but you can't put that genie back in the bottle where nobody, it used to be so radical for us to take Black history or African history and African American history. Like, it was a radical thing in the 80s that we wanted to do this, right? At all. You can't put that genie back in the bottle, but it's our responsibility to keep it going. So that's why I see our show in a totally different light right now than I used to, from where it started,
Fantastic. Yeah. No, it's important. Like, the content is important, and exactly what you said at the beginning when you started to speak about who's giving me the information. Like, what's their agenda? What is actually your agenda in trying to convince me to know this? Like, you haven't been on my side for 400 plus years. Well, all of a sudden, hey, because you're on a Google platform, I'm supposed to trust you.
Exactly.
I don't know who you are. I don't know who you are. So, no.
Yeah. I don't know who they are, but I know who we are, part of the Black Universal, and that's it, folks. And, and I know who you are, and I know how much we appreciate your work. And I can't thank you enough for being here, for taking the time to be here with us tonight. Thank you, family, for us too, for sharing you with us.
Thank you. No problem. They're okay. They know how to cook for themselves.
There you go.
Good. Good.
Do you cook? Do you also cook?
Oh, hell yeah. I love cooking.
Okay. All right.
As if he couldn't get any finer, y'all.
I know.
No, that's one of the things that's like getting a massage. I mean, just going to the kitchen and make some food. Like, that's really relaxing. And,
wow. Okay.
The sisters are happy. Yvette, can you tell people where they can reach us if they have thoughts about the Black Universal or any other thing, or Shakespeare or anything else we talked about, or how fine Mr. Conrad Coates is, or what a wonderful human being he is, or anything else?
I sure can. You can find us at SyFySistas.com. That's SyFySistas.com. Join us on the mothership. That's MUTHASHIP. And the SyFy Sistas Book Club, both on Facebook. On Instagram and Threads, syfy.sistas. And under the blue skies as SyFy Sistas. For more interviews, the live show, and our infamous Top 10 series, subscribe to our YouTube channel at SyFy Sistas Inc. Become a patron of SyFy Sistas today at patreon.com/SyFy Sistas. The Trek Geeks Network I knew I was going to mess that up. The Trek Geeks Network's presenting sponsor is Fansets. Go to fansets.com for pens and memorabilia from all your favorite franchises. Visit fansets.com and use Trek Geeks, all caps, for your exclusive 10% discount. Our friends at Stranger Comics, the best in fantasy comics, invite our listeners to visit strangercomics.com and use SFS to receive an exclusive 10% discount. After listening to this podcast, please rate us and write a review. We may just read it on an upcoming episode.
And of course, I need to say thank you to our associate producers, the best associate producers in any and all galaxies, known and unknown. Sailor Marj, Stephanie Baker, and Karen Dramera. Thank you guys so much. Without you, our work is not possible. We appreciate you and we love you. And I want to say thank you to everybody listening. We love you guys. We're out of here. Peace, love, and hair grease, my friends.